What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2022 Coca-Cola 600. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, NASCAR starting the second half of the regular season, and of course, is the traditional Memorial Day weekend, where you not only have the Monaco GP, the Indy 500, but also this weekend's Coca-Cola 600 as well. Technically, the third mile and a half we've gone to points pain race, and the fourth mile and a half, including the All-Star race this past weekend. Of course, the tradition of all the patriotic teams, all the patriotism around the Memorial Day weekend that will start in the day and go into the night, transitioning through the evening. There will also be a different combination of tires this weekend as well compared to the past couple weeks where tires have been going out. So it's one thing to keep in mind for this weekend. So before we go and jump into picks this weekend, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend's Coca-Cola 600. So this weekend, the temperatures for the high is 85 degrees the high with 65 degrees the low, with right now a 20% chance of rain with mostly sunny skies. So it's going to be a decently warm day, but not as warm as other past times in the Coke 600. So as an evening probably comes in, you may slightly need to bring a jacket out to the end of the race, but in the beginning, you won't need to wear a jacket. It's going to be some nice weather for the Coca-Cola 600. So now let's go ahead and jump into the picks. So for those who are new to the channel who've joined over the last couple weeks, here's how I do picks on the channel. I do two suck picks, two drivers that I think are going to really struggle for this weekend. Two underdog picks, two drivers who I think are going to have good runs, who've been on a good string or have been underdog teams. And I also do my winner's pick as well. And I do the ones you need to watch out for this weekend. And I've got 5 drivers you need to keep your eye on, along with the guy who I think is going to win this weekend. So let's go and jump into the picks for this year's Coca-Cola 600. Let's start off. Who is my first suck pick for the Coca-Cola 600? My first suck pick, this guy is a pretty obvious suck pick. This guy really, since he's only won one race so far in the Cup Series in his career, this year he's done nothing. He's been the worst performing driver on this organization this year. He's outside the top 25 in points right now, and it's been really unimpressive. I've been expecting more from this guy. It's his third year in the Cup Series, and I was really expecting more. Custer. Custer has been generally really struggling this year. He's been the worst performing Stenhouse racing driver of all of 2022. In fact, he's probably been the worst performing Stenhouse racing driver over the last 3 years. I think Custer is really going to struggle this weekend, along with Stenhouse racing kind of not being as good as they've been the last couple weeks. I think Custer is going to struggle in the Coca-Cola 600. My other suck pick for this weekend's Coca-Cola 600 is one of his teammates. This guy really started this year really well, with being the only driver in the first 3 races to finish in the top 10. But ever since then, he's only finished once inside the top 10, and he's only had, I think, 2 or 3 other top 15 finishes since that happened. So he's been a little bit down. This year's definitely been better than last year, except he hasn't won a race at this point this year. But I expect this guy to really struggle. Eric Almirola, I think, is also going to struggle along with Custer this weekend. I just think that Eric Almirola has not been really quick. I just don't think Eric Almirola's had the pace over the last 2 weeks. And like I mentioned, Stenhouse race in the last couple weeks has really been off the pace and has been struggling a little bit. So I think Eric Almirola is going to struggle in this weekend's Coca-Cola 600. And now we're going to jump on to the underdog picks. Who are the drivers that I expect to have really good runs that are underrated cars? Let's start off with them. So, my first underdog pick is a guy that really the last couple weeks has been really turning a corner and got a second top 10 about a week or two ago at Kansas and was really quick in practice last weekend at Texas and also was showing a lot of pace but had a lot of pit crew failures. If pit crew failures don't become an issue, this guy expects to run well. And in last year's Coca-Cola 600, I believe he had a speeding penalty. He was running a lot of races inside the top 10. I believe he still ended up finishing the top 15 in last year's Coca-Cola 600. But I think this guy is going to do well. Bubba Wallace is my first underdog pick. Like I said, it looks like 23-11 and Bubba Wallace are really starting to turn a corner for sure. The only thing you're really struggling with is the picker. The pickers are making so many mistakes. It seems like it's a consistently week-by-week basis that they seem to make a mistake. If they don't have mistakes, I don't know if they will this weekend. I think Bubba Wallace will be a threat for potential top 5 or even a top 10. I think Bubba's had a lot of pace the last couple weeks. They're really showing a lot of speed. I think Bubba Wallace will be the first underdog pick. My second underdog pick is a driver that's been really turning the corner. Before the previous 3 or 4 races, this guy was outside the top 30 in points. But since the last 3 weeks, where he's finished inside the top 10 in a row, not counting the All-Star race, he's finished in the top 10 the last 3 straight points pain races and has jumped all the way now inside the top 25 in points. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has been really turning a corner these last couple weeks. And on top of that, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has actually been really good here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of his better mile-and-a-half tracks. He has 2 top 5s here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I believe he also has a lot of top 20s as well. And like I said, JT Jordy is showing a lot of pace. So I think that Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to be a threat potential, another top 10, continuing trying to make his way into the playoffs. And now we're finally jumping onto the winner's pick for this year's Coca-Cola 600. Who is my winner's pick? My winner's pick is a guy that only has one win so far in 2022. I know so far we've had a trend of guys picking up their first victories of the season. But I think that is going to change this weekend. I think we're going to have our third multi-time winner, and it's going to be a guy that's been really close to winning on the mile and a half. Before that late caution came out in Las Vegas, this guy was running in the lead and had to hold off a hard-charging Martin Truex Jr., and with 3 to go, that caution came out and ended up finishing in 4th. At Kansas, had one of the fastest cars and ended up finishing in 3rd position. Kyle Busch is my driver that I think is going to win this year's Coca-Cola 600. Kyle Busch has been generally really, really good on a mile and a half. It seems like he's kind of taking a position as the best mile and a half driver currently at the moment. He's also been really good on the intermediate tracks. And Joe Gibbs Racing especially has shown a lot of pace. So I think that Kyle Busch will pick up his second victory in 2022 and also get his second ever Coca-Cola 600 victory. We also won this race back in 2018. Kyle Busch, I believe, will win the Coca-Cola 600. So now we're finally going to jump onto the ones that you need to watch out for this year's Coca-Cola 600. Who are the drivers to keep your eyes out on? The first driver you need to keep your eyes out on is the defending winner of this race in 2021. And has been another driver that's been really, really strong on the mile and a half. Finished second in Las Vegas and finished second at Kansas. And before he had the tire go down, was actually running second to Kyle Busch in the All-Star race. And on top of that, this guy seems to have a lot of momentum when they don't have DNS. He's been leading pretty much the last few weeks and was really close getting a second win last week. Kyle Larson is my first one to watch. He has been really, really good the last 2 weeks. It would not surprise if he does pick up his second victory of the 2022 season. And he also, of course, at this race last year, got a second victory. So keep that in mind. I think Larson will be a threat to win. My second driver you need to keep your eyes on is a guy that does not matter what type of track we go to, seems to be really, really fast. He was a little bit off this past weekend at Kansas. He was really running early in the top 5, but kind of fell off as the race went on. But I think this weekend he's going to have a chance to win. He has never really been great here on the oval track. His average finish is a 29th place, but that, of course, is a DNF and when he drove for Premium Motorsports and Rico Racing back in the day. Ross Chastain is my second one to watch. I think Chastain is absolutely going to be a threat. They've got a really good intermediate program. It seems like it does not matter what track you go to. Ross Chastain is always going to run well. I think Ross Chastain will be a threat to win the Coke 600. The third driver you need to keep your eyes on is the driver who has the best, I believe, the second best average finish of anybody currently here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And in the last 4 races has been really, really consistently. And he actually does have a win here at Charlotte Speedway back in 2020 in the second race. Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's been really, really good this year. In fact, still currently the regular season points center, but I think about 40 points currently at the moment, so he has still a really, really good cushion. He had really good speed at Kansas before that tire went down. I think Chase Elliott will be a threat to win. I think he's got a shot to potentially get his second victory of the 2022 season. The next driver you need to keep your eyes on is a guy that also has one. He's the only other driver so far to have 2 wins so far in 2022. And I know the last 2 weeks for me has not been really inconsistent. In fact, since his win at Martinsville, he has failed to finish inside the top 10. But we're going to a track where he has ran gradually really, really well. I think William Byron is going to have a great run this weekend. He's been historically good at the Roval and also been really good here at Charlotte. I think William Byron will be a threat to win the Coke 600. And a final driver to keep your eyes on it is a guy that had to start this year really, really horrendously, but has only 2 top 5s. But he's been really fast the last couple weeks. He finished in the top 5 at Kansas and actually nearly won the All-Star race here a couple days ago. I think this guy will absolutely be a threat to win the race. I think he's got a shot to get a second win in 2022. And I think he's going to start turning a corner. I think that Denny Hamlin will be the final driver to watch for this weekend. Denny Hamlin, like I mentioned, has been really turning a corner, and I think he will be a threat to win his second race of 2022, and believe would be his first ever Coke 600 if he does pick up the victory and would get his 40th career victory. So, those are the race picks for the Coca-Cola 600. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Cole Custer, Eric Almirola. My underdogs are Bubba Wallace and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And my winner pick is Kyle Busch. And the ones to watch are Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, William Byron, and Denny Hamlin. Those are the ones to watch. So anyway, that is going to be the race picks video for the 2022 Coca-Cola 600. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on to be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on pages on Let's Get Your Blog for that, and comment your picks for this weekend's race at the Coke 600. Tell me who you think is going to struggle. Tell me who you think is going to rumble, who usually doesn't rumble, and tell me who you think is going to win this weekend's Coke 600, and let me know the ones to watch for this weekend's Coke 600. Let me know in the comments below. I've got something really, really cool that's actually going to be going on next week. You're going to be seeing here in the near future. I will announce exactly what that is here in a couple days. Keep your eyes on notifications tabs. I'm going to be on a different channel, so keep your eyes on, and you will see me somewhere here next week. I think you're all going to be really, really excited about it. I'm going to be doing something really, really cool next week that I think you all should be able to check out here soon. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more awesome NASCAR and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.